All right, everybody, welcome back. Hope everybody's still keeping well and stay safe, stay inside as always. Today's pattern, as I say, is going to be one of, or the second in the series, and it's from an article that said in Chasing Silver, and it's the orange and gold shrimp. You can see there. And basically, yeah, it's one of a series of, I suppose, part of a family of Bann Special shrimps. You can see a number of them there, different patterns, but they're all fairly similar in terms of tying. But what I did as part of the article, as I say, they're a family of tying, a family of shrimps. But what I did was did some close-up shots of how they're actually different. So as you can see from here, hopefully that's clear enough. It follows the overall same style of tying as the Bann Special. But the thing that makes it a bit different is the body. So in the Bann Special, you have a yellow sailfire body, and then the orange and gold, as the gold would suggest, it's actually a gold oval tinsel. And I suppose, yeah, it's a very good pattern. It's one I've done well with, particularly maybe when there's a wee bit of water, a wee bit of color in the water, maybe just as the spates start to fine down, and there's still a bit of color in the water, and sometimes you want just that flag that's a wee bit brighter. So I find that the oval just gives that wee bit of extra presence in the water. I suppose as well, it gives a wee bit more, how would you say, texture, and I suppose to the body of the fly. And I suppose when we're tying flies, a lot of it is about trying to create that illusion of mobility, and that the fly is actually alive. So I think when you see here the actual body, it almost gives the appearance of, it's a bit of texture to the body, almost like a fish scale. So just that illusion of life. Whenever I was asking a very well-known authority on fly time, particularly our shrimp patterns, Pete, sorry, my mind's gone blank there for a wee sec. Peter Keeley, might have been blank, but I used to go to Peter's or Pete's fly tying class, and as he's a real authority on particularly Irish shrimp fly patterns. I was asking just about the background to those types of oval bodies, and basically what he was saying, a lot of it was actually down to the availability of the materials. Back when these types of patterns were being developed and first tied sort of in the 40s and 50s, flat tinsel was actually a bit harder to come by, and one of the main suppliers was actually vineyards, and the oval tinsel was a lot more available, so that's why tyers tended just to use it. The other thing was, the flat tinsel was available, but it was actually made of metal, which was not only was it very hard to work with, but it also was actually quite prone to cutting the fly tying thread. So again, a lot of tyers just used the oval because it was available, and also because it was just easier to work with. I suppose then in the 70s, you had Lurex tinsel. The issue with that was it wasn't maybe just as durable, it was quite brittle. Things really then moved forward when we had the Mylar sort of modern tinsels, which are a lot more durable. But that's basically a wee bit of background to the fly. So without further ado, we shall get started. So, in keeping with the Bann Special, it's a golden pheasant teal. That's a feather prepared earlier. But the first thing we're going to do is just start with laying down a bed of thread. So I'm using UTC white again. Just starting in the middle point. And the tag in this fly is oval, gold oval, like we did yesterday. I'm just going to tie that in. Keep it in the midpoint again, and just work our way down towards the hook points, beyond the hook points. As I say, then come back up, and a good reference point is the hook points. So we'll just start that. And as I say, again, you want just nice touching turns. You don't want any gaps. Not that the fish would particularly mind, but I suppose just to give the appearance of a nice looking fly. So I'll just wrap that off. And one of the things when you're doing the oval tinsel body flies is that it's very important to have the base of the fly, of the hook, level, because otherwise it's a wee bit difficult to have a nice even body. So just to always bear that in mind. So golden pheasant, we're just going to tie it in as we did before. As I say, this is a pre-prepared feather. Hopefully you can see that. So stripped off the waste material. What I'm actually going to do, yeah, like it with the Bann Special, I'm going to tie it in with by the stalk. You can tie it in both by the tip and by the stalk. If you tie it in by the stalk, like I'm going to do, it actually creates more of a sort of a concave shape to the tail. If you tie it in by the tip, it'll actually create more of a splayed fly. So it just depends on your personal preference. But I quite like that sort of concave because then it sort of pulses in the water. I suppose the other way it'll give a slightly different action. So it just depends on your particular sort of preference. I'm not going to put any bling in it. As I say, we're trying to keep these flies a little bit more traditional. So I'm just going to go back up to the top of that. And again, just grab the point, tip of the feather, stroke those fibers back. And we're basically just going to do exactly what we did yesterday. Tomorrow's pattern, I might pre-tie in the tail, just makes it a bit quicker. So we'll just wrap this. And as I said, it's a bit messy when you're tying this to start with. What we'll just fix that once we've actually tied it in. But what you can do is you just stroke those fibers back as you wrap them around. That'll create a wee bit. Make sure they go in the right direction. One more wrap should do it. We'll just wrap that towards our midpoint. And just with a double needle, you can start to tease some of those fibers out. So you want a nice level bed to tie on our oval body. Right, that's like a wee bit better, but what I'm going to do is just, like I did yesterday, I'm just going to take the hook off the vise and just finish off sorting out those tail fibers. As I say, hopefully you can see it's already starting to, it's a bit better, but we'll just get our dubbing needle and make sure, maybe you can see there, some of those ones there, you just want to straighten those out so as they're all going the direction they should be going. And then once you're happy that you've done that, then just turn that over. And you can see that's giving a better profile, the sort of profile that we want. So just again, put that back into the vise. And if you get rogue ones like that, you can just take those off. That's looking a little bit better. And then what I'm going to do is Gonna do like I did yesterday, just a couple of wraps over the top of the golden pheasant, just to make that a little bit stronger. So this is not going to go anywhere. Right, and I'm going to go down, just make sure we have this nice, even base to tie onto. Okay, that's basically this. And as I say, the body of this fly is oval. So we've got oval tinsel. This is a Danville's one. So generally it would be medium or large. I think this is actually a what is it? Size 14, but it's a sort of fairly broad tinsel. So we just cut off a length of that. And then what you can actually do is just for the first turn, sometimes what I do is strip off the very tip of that. I'm not sure, hopefully you can see that. Just means helps to reduce the bulk of your first turn. Just making sure that's all level. I mean, you can get some people get very particular about it, the body. At the end of the day, these are fishing flies, so I just like a nice even body, but I don't go overboard. But basically, nice touch and turns. You'll also see that I've used white tying thread. And I suppose that just means that if you do have any gaps, that you're not going to see it. Slide down a little, I'm sure that. Make sure that's even. So the head of this fly is black, so you could just tie it all black, but I'm tying it white, and I'm going to swap over like I did with the Bann Special. So that's basically our body in. And you can just use your nail just to make sure nice even body, but I think I'm very happy with that. See if we can get that a wee bit straighter. So that's basically your body of our fly, rear body. And I say with our shrimp flies, generally it would be 2/3 the rear body, and then 1/3 the front. That's roughly 2/3 of the fly, and then it'll be 1/3 at the front. Middle hackle, like the Bann Special, is a orange cock hackle. If you wanted to fly with a wee bit more mobile, you could use a saddle, which is more almost like a sort of more of a henny type of fly. But I think with most Irish shrimp flies, I prefer to sort of have like a Chinese cock hackle. And just as usual, stripped off the waste material from the base here, and then as I said, cut the fibers probably a bit easier. You can see that just at the tip here where I tie it in, and that just helps to bind in the feather when you're tying it in. So just introduce that to the side. Do a few turns. Again, back of the pair of scissors. Stroke those fibers back. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments box, and I shall try to answer them. But you can see already the nice gold body really does set off the fly, and gold and black and orange is a very proven color combination, as is obviously the Bann Special. The woolly gun colors, yellow, black, and orange. So you can see it's a sort of winning combination in terms of the colors. So just do as many wraps as you feel you want to have on the fly. I think that's probably going to do me. Because when you have a nice bright body like this, you don't really want to be, if you had a very dense hackle, it would sort of obscure and you're sort of reducing the effect of the body. So you want enough to give a bit of a profile and presence in the water, but you don't want too much. It's going to obscure that sort of glinting through in the water. So you can just use your thumb to stroke that back. And then what I'm going to do at this stage, say the front of the fly is black, so I'm just going to change threads. I've got this already second, as again, black UTC, same thread, just in black. Got this one preloaded, so I don't have to mess about changing threads again. So black seals fur for the front, but the rib is oval gold. This one is a uni, which again is a good tinsel. So we'll just tie that in at the side. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to use, rather than the seals fur, I'm going to bling it up a wee bit. I'm known for liking a bit of bling in my flies, so I'm going to do a wee bit more of a sort of sparkly dubbing, just to give that wee bit of extra. Lots of different brands of dubbing, but this is a nice Black Thunder dubbing, so it's got a nice nice blend of fibers. Hopefully you can sort of see that. Predominantly black, but also a nice sort of blend of sort of magentas and pearls. So it just gives a wee bit of an added effect. So I'm just going to take some of that, break it up a wee bit. I'm just going to dub it on. And then just start wrapping that round. And we don't need too much. This is a short bit of a hook. And like with the ester, with any dub body, you can either have it as straggly or as neat as you want. I like sort of a balance, but yeah, I think that gives a nice effect. And as I say, just the that wee bit extra color in the dubbing gives it hopefully a wee bit of an edge in terms of the when you're fishing with it. And that's us nearly finished. One of the things you might notice is, yeah, we really just have our hackle, front hackle now. There is no jungle cock, and I suppose it's an age-long debate. Probably as long as people haven't had flies, does jungle cock make a difference? I think a lot of it does come down to their personal preference, and anglers confidence. Does jungle cock give you more confidence in a fly? Personally, I like it in some flies. I'm not for other patterns. I don't really mind. This is one that doesn't call for it, which is quite interesting. It's a bit like the Fawn copper shrimp. It doesn't have it. And this is a fly, as I say, that's caught thousands of fish and will continue to catch thousands of fish. So obviously it's been quite good without it. Personal preference. You can put down what you think your preference in the comment sections below. It's a long debate that will go on and on. Proof is in the pudding. Say this one catches lots of fish without it, so it speaks for itself. This is our last hackle, and again, like the Bann Special, it's a badger hackle. Badger at the front. And just tie it down on the side, just as usual. I'm trying to use a bit more of that wax just to make sure these hackles don't slip. It's a very good, this pattern that I caught fish, particularly when the spates are just running off, and still a wee bit of sort of colour just before they start to go nice black inky colour. But I've also done well in putting in smaller sizes when the water has run off a spate river. In small sizes, 12s and even sometimes 16s. It's a good sort of lower water fly. So it's quite a versatile pattern. And it's a fly that's particularly popular down the Moy. Very famous fly turned gilly, formerly down the Moy, Robert Gillespie. I think he sort of introduced it. He's obviously from up Limavady sort of direction. And whenever he moved down to Foxford on the Moy, on the west coast of Ireland there, it was one of the patterns that he brought with him and introduced. And it has been a pattern that's worked particularly well down there. So, as I said, it does travel well. But yeah, it's one that I would definitely always carry in my fly box, both in standard sizes. But I say I would always keep one or two small ones, because I say I do think it works particularly well when the water has run off. I think as well, because of the body, the tinsel body, just makes it a wee bit more finer in the water. It goes down into the water a bit easier. I need to concentrate what I'm doing rather than talking. So that's the hackle tied in. Got that wee bit of a head. And a few feathers have just gone a wee bit awry, but we'll sort those out. Just get our things. Right, and that's pretty much done. So what we'll do, a wee bit more wax. That'll build up a nice head of the fly. Again, it really just depends how big a head you like on the fly. I generally don't like mine too fairly finey sort of head. But basically just whip finish that. Stop to finish it off. And that's really our fly. So orange and gold shrimp. And I will put in a wee bit of varnish on the head, just to finish it off. But hopefully you've enjoyed that, and also maybe listening to a bit of the background. Yeah, very happy, very keen, happy to hear. I'm sure other people have used this fly to good effect. So if you have any memorable days, again, feel free just to leave some comments. But that's us done. 25 minutes, sort of par for the course, I think. But yes, the orange and gold shrimp, very good pattern. Always well worth having in your fly box. Hopefully you can see that. And as I say, I will include that as part of the flies that Willie Dara and Sammy Glenn are doing, part of the NHS support for frontline staff. So say, keep safe, everybody. And let me just see, hopefully you enjoyed that. Let me just see what's on tomorrow's tying menu. Okay, here's one particularly for the next one is the green silk shrimp, particularly for all the guys up on the Faughan River. Obviously, that's where that one has come from. So that's another interesting pattern, and you can see the similarities with the Bann Special and the orange and gold. So tune in, same time tomorrow, 5 o'clock, to see that one. And again, as I say, if you have any comments, feel free to add those in. Otherwise, yeah, stay safe and yeah, take care. All right, bye-bye.